Why are you
Yeah,
doing
good
this to
evening
me?
and welcome. Good evening and welcome to another edition of the boot camp, another edition of what do you call it? The sessions on the boot camp. Like I said, unfortunately we couldn't have Lois on Monday because of the change in time zones, and this evening we have decided to bring her back to make up for the time you lost or the time we lost, for not having a session on Monday. Here is Lois Peters. She is going to introduce herself when she takes over from me. So, Lois, um, we have. Let me, yeah, let me inform them that you're here. Okay, we have some people already on the comment section. Hope you can see the comments already. You can see the comments, right? So let me allow you to begin your session right now.
Okay.
All right.
Hello. Hello. Can everybody see me? If you can see me, please, can you just drop a message? If you can see me, I just want to be sure that you can see me. Please, if you can see me, just quickly drop a hi. Hi, Lois, if you can see me. If you can see me, okay. Comrade Obina, thank you. Um, Yeah, I think I want to get some people to say they can see me, so I can start off with. I think I have to apologize for last week. Okay, no, that wasn't. That was earlier on Monday, actually. Um, I must apologize because I totally forgot that we now have. I think if you're conversant with the time change, on Saturday we experienced. A time swap in UK, and that means we went 1 hour behind. All right, for so we're 1 hour behind from Nigeria as of Friday midnight, and I totally forgot. So in my head, 5 p.m., 5 p.m., I was already gearing up for that, and then 5 p.m. And I see a message, and I'm like, oh God, and I'm totally sorry for keeping you all here. It wasn't intentional. I really wanted to have the time with you people. And okay, at the moment, I'm actually trying to get my laptop, all right, fixed. For some reason, I do not know why it is refusing to connect to my Wi-Fi so that I can upload uh, my slides. Okay, but I don't want to waste anybody's time, so I'm just going to start ahead. All right, so we can just proceed while I keep trying. So I'm excited to always every other year be part of what the Ugumba Leadership Program is doing. I always try to say that it's an amazing feat, all right, being done by the foundation, the great foundation, and I'm always excited to be part of it because, all right, sorry if you can see my face, you see I'm just, my eyes are all over the place, but I'm sure you can hear me. Just always let me know in the comment section that you can hear me so I can just continue. And if we have any questions, we'll try to keep it till the end of the session, and then I will take any questions. Or if we are all represented in the WhatsApp group, communication group, then I can take more questions there. Okay. So I'm always excited, like I was saying, because I have a personal passion for businesses, and because I believe that businesses are the life wire of a successful economy. I believe that so it's a personal passion for me that I'm always part of the process of speaking to young entrepreneurs or startups, all right, as they start out their journey in entrepreneurship, all right. So it's a personal thing for me, and I'm always glad and excited to be here every other year to to be able to communicate or to interact. I wouldn't call it teach. I'd like to interact. So I'm going to be running through two very most important things. One is ideation, and the other happens to be pitching techniques. All right, I can go through these at the top of my head, and be able to communicate, because I wouldn't allow this laptop to spoil my shine, all right, and my time with you. But I'll still be trying. I'm still trying, but I'm going to go ahead and run. All right. So, talking about ideation, there are two different things. As a business person, first of all, I always try to ask entrepreneurs the first things first. Everybody, you see people, and I hope you are not part of this lot. You see a lot of people come up and say, "Oh, I have this amount of money. I'm looking for a business to start out." All right, and I always tell people that is the wrongest way, all right, to start any business. First of all, first things first. Every entrepreneur, like the great sage Akin Alabi. How many of us know Akin Alabi here? Akin Alabi, and please, if you know Akin Alabi, can you just drop something in the comment section, because I'm actually looking at the comment section here. Okay, while I wait. Akin Alabi said something very important, and that changed my whole life. He said something very strategic. He said, look for an evoked market. He called them an evoked market. Now, so most people try to place the cart before the horse by, first of all, trying to start a product, or yeah, then before looking for customers who are in need of that service. Well, Akin Alabi has always advised that, and I believe it strongly, that's why I always make reference to him, all right, is that find a hungry market before you build a product. Always find a hungry market before you try to build any sort of product whatsoever. And has always been my advice to businesses. Before you go out to start any business, please do find a hungry market. Don't just start a business. So as I'm talking, I want you to be reflective. As I'm talking, you look at the path you're already set on and ask yourself, do I have an established, discovered a market? All right, because we are human beings, and there's always going to be problems. Problems abound as long as human beings are in existence. I always tell people that the reason why change is constant is because change is constant. Think about that again, because every day we live is the same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every other week, the same Monday. But you find that the experiences of each of these days are totally different. And that is because, right, for everything that we're going to experience tomorrow are already product of the actions that we have taken today and the previous days. So tomorrow, people always say tomorrow is pregnant, and usually is as a result of the things that we have done previously. So in line with that, all right, change is constant because change is constant. It's as simple as that. So how do you bring it as an entrepreneur to your business? Right, you must, first of all, if that's the only thing I can get you to understand today, I think I've been able to do my job. Never start a business before discovering people's problem. Always, first of all, discover an existing problem, and then build a solution for that existing problem. Now, people might think it doesn't matter because you can always go and do marketing, but I can tell you, as a startup, number one, you do not have the capital to spend your money to do trial and error in terms of marketing. And while you're doing that, you're spending capital that you don't have. Whereas the smart way to move is to discover a problem, then find a solution to that problem. It always works. It always works. Now, a lot of people I know have been able to do this, discovered a problem prior, and then found a way to solve that problem. The best businesses that will succeed and stand the test of time are businesses that have been able to, people who are entrepreneurs who have been able to discover a problem. So in your environment, have you looked at it? What problem? What is the pain point? Because people will pay for pain and will never pay for vitamin C. I'm sure you must have heard this. I'm just going to run around things you've heard. How many times have you seen somebody say, ah, I'm sick, I need vitamin C? Never. All right. Vitamin C is an option. However, a pain point, a pain is a pain, and you always need a solution out of a pain. If I'm having headache, I'm in pains, my head aches me, I'm gonna do everything to get all right. However, to take vitamin C, I can ask you people now, can I take a random okay, in the last 1 week, how many of us, or in the last 1 month, how many of us have had vitamin C? Just drop in the comment section. How many of us have had vitamin C? But everybody in the last 1 month, not everybody per se must have found had one problem or the other, or one headache or the other, or one belly pain or the other, that you must have bought a medication for. And that is exactly what I'm saying. Before you start out on any business, please, exactly, okay, Dio said it's been long that they bought vitamin C. Before you start out any business, the first thing first is to discover a problem. You will always win with this. Look at your environment. What I'm trying to get into, ask yourself the business that you're trying to go into, that you're trying to pitch about. Is it a problem to, and if it's a problem, to whom is it a problem? So now you've not only discovered the problem, you've discovered the people who have this problem. So it first of all, right, paints a picture of how your marketing should look like. Because if you understand the problem that you're trying to solve, you understand the people, all right, because you will look at it and then you see the people who have this problem, then you can tailor your business and your marketing approach, your route to market, in line with your customer. So because you must have already understood the problem, then you understand the people who own the problem, who are your potential customers. And then the next thing is that you then build a solution to this problem. I always give an example every time I have to talk about this, and I use Google as an example. Sometime, I can't remember the year, it's been a very long time. I think sometime in 2013, 2014, Google created a product, big Google. Google created a product called Google Glasses. And at first, the idea, very sweet idea, the idea was to help people, the way you use your phone. Instead of you to be bending down always, Google created the glasses that makes it easy for you and I to basically, through your lenses, the glass lenses, you can basically do anything. Okay, you can basically be able to speak to anybody, answer text messages and everything. Great product, great idea. But because there was no identified people, or who this solution or this product is for, nobody was able to identify the people who would use it. So Google created a product called Google Glasses. And Google created a product called Google Glasses. And
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me, please?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, so I
Okay,
think I
I
might have
think I
to
might have to
cancel.
cancel one of my accounts.
I'm trying to
I'm
log
trying
in with
to
my
log in with my
laptop.
laptop.
Just
Just
hold
hold
on.
on.
It must
Must
work.
work,
The
whether the
network
network likes it or not.
we
We
will
will
do
do
it.
it. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, so let me just proceed. All right. So what I'm trying to say is, if you can hear me, just, I know you already typed you can hear me. Just tell me again that you can hear me now so I can be sure. I'm trying to use both device, my phone and then my laptop, and then I will use my laptop to share. Okay, that's fine. Let me go ahead. Okay, so I was trying to say something. I was trying to paint a picture with what's it called? Google. Google created a product called Google Glasses, and they had not identified the people who had this problem, and as a result, they pushed into the market a product fancy, nice, and good. However, it was not clearly solving anybody's problem. Now, what because they did not take into consideration all of this that we are trying to talk about, then one of the challenges that we find is that a lot of people, all right, started abusing this product. So you see people walk into supermarkets, use the glasses, and then they be able to take right record people right without their permission, and people will go into the cinemas and record movies without, and it was breaching a lot of laws and all that. Now, Google called back this product sometime in 2014, and then what they did was they went inside, all right, reiterated on this particular product to identify who actually had the problem that they're trying to solve with these Google glasses. They discovered that the people who would have this who would have this need this product are people who want to get more efficiency with getting their jobs done. So they were able to streamline a particular evoked market, hungry market for the product. And then they reiterated and renovated on the product and made it peculiar to a particular people to solve a particular problem for a particular people. Now, and they relaunched again in 2015. Now, the question I always say to people, if Google can do this, if Google can experience this, you should be doing that same thing. We find that we always do that in this part of the world, where we just launch ahead and we don't really matter as long as we spend money on. But you find people along the way, if you miss it at the beginning of the step, in the middle of it, you would always come out to it. It would always show up. It will show. I had to run a business in Nigeria as an electrical accessory company, and on
Unfortunately, right?
right.
Um, Unfortunately, we were unable to. Why am I hearing myself again? Unfortunately, we were unable to be able to build, do all of this that I said, and as a result, are you hearing me twice? Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think I can hear you from my laptop now. So we were unable to do this first step, and it showed up in the later in the business because sales were not going as expected, and this went a long to our business was experiencing a drag back and forth, and then what we now did is that we had a meeting, disconstructed, and asked ourselves, we need to build our business around a problem that a particular people are facing. No business is serving everybody. No business serves everybody. Your business is a solution for a particular people. You need to get that into your mind and into your soul before you launch any business. This will help you not just in your marketing, this will help you in your innovation, all right, as you go through either innovation in your processes or innovation in your product. Because the idea of a business is to continuously innovate itself, all right, to be able to cater to the needs of those people, right? So you find that every time every business is trying to innovate on their process, either to make it easier for customers to reach them, all right, and remove the so many barriers, or you're trying to innovate on your product, all right, to make it better than it was yesterday, so that people can. So people, someone said, if your customer gets to the future before you lose them. So you are constantly trying to rebuild and make better your product to suit better the people. Now, I'm an Apple user. I don't try to argue with anybody about any phone make. I'm not here to argue, but I'm going to tell you why I love Apple and why I've loved Apple from day one. I respect the innovation team at work in Apple. And you know why? Because unlike every other phone I have used, user experience, Apple does not offer you so many things. What Apple offers you is user experience. User experience that you can almost feel like whoever is working on that device is thinking about me. Is thinking about how their product can make my life easier. I use system a lot, both in both in product development, both in documentation and everything. It literally makes my life easy. Like before I think about a problem, it already has a solution for me. I don't want to go into the depths of that, but I'm using that as an example. People are constantly iterating on the product to make sure that they're trying to serve a particular sect and serve them very well. So I would use that to wrap up on that particular conversation about understanding the solution that you're trying to provide. First, the problem that you're trying to solve, then the solution to that problem, and the people that you're trying to solve that problem for. First, before you launch out any business. It is very important. Now, in terms of ideation, the whole concept of ideation is built around trying to understand. Just give me a second while I open this document. Okay. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it. So let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. So this is my slide. I'm sure you can hear me. So I was like trying to talk about innovation begins with ideation. All right. Ideation is not something that only happens at the beginning of the business. It happens throughout the course of the business lifetime. And I've tried to explain that by saying that everybody is constantly renovating, iterating on a, sorry, ignore the noise on my background. I have some of my colleagues here. All right. So people are constantly trying to iterate on the solution. So two ways business always births innovation is in two ways. One is either in your product innovation or process innovation. Note that down. Product innovation or process innovation. Process innovation, I will repeat that, talks about where you keep trying to change and reiterate your process to make it easier for customers to pay you, for customers to access your solution, for customers to basically use your product. All right. So if you have to, if before, let me give you an example, a quick example before I move on from that. If before a customer has to perhaps message you on Instagram, and then when they message you on Instagram, he said, oh, please follow this link, and then they follow the link and get to a web page, and on the web page they are not asked, okay, you want to order for this, then it will not take them to another page where they have to make payment, and then after they make payment they now have to send you a WhatsApp message and to show you, oh, proof of payment, and then before they eventually access your product, it's a long process. It's too many steps to get to your solution. So what businesses are trying to do is to make it easier for customers to access their solution. So it is to bypass the whole so many steps. How about they come on Instagram, and then there is a number they can call almost immediately that can, because money doesn't stay with people. And if people at every point, all right, even though they're already on your sales journey to you, all right, but if you don't increase the speed at which people give you the money, before you know it, they can receive a call while in between trying to make a decision to transfer money, and get a call that, oh, this has happened, we will need you this. And at that moment, the money is gone. But you need the money. So process innovation is always trying to make sure it's easier for customers to give you money. It's easier for customers to access your solution. It's easier for customers to basically, use your product. It's either that, or you're coming to the fact that you're doing a product innovation. You're iterating on your product to make it better and better suited for the customers that you're trying to build a product for. And that's why I said innovation begins with ideation. All right. So opportunity recognition. All right. We have already talked about that, which is first of all discovering a problem and finding the people who need the solution to that problem. Who are the people having that problem that you are trying to solve? That is what opportunity. You would discover massive opportunity. It's as simple as looking at your environment and discovering a problem, and then building a solution. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be tech. It doesn't have to be sweet to the ear. As long as you are offering a solution to an existing problem, trust me, you will make money. All right. So it is very important to know that so what ideation is basically is an iterative process, constant process that starts from the moment you want to start a business all through to the life of the business. You're constantly iterating, thinking about your business, thinking about your solution. How do I do what who people? It starts with the question, right? If you're at the beginning of your business, who has this problem? Who are the people that we're trying to solve their problem? How do we reach them? Where are they mostly found? All right. How can we position ourselves to get to these people? These are what this all of this is what ideation is. Constantly looking at your product, constantly looking at your process, and seeing how you can make better what you're trying to offer. Okay, I would believe so. Yeah, basically this is it. It starts with observation, inspiration. You go to ideation and then implementation. All right. So I always had this student I always used to speak to. All right, and I always tell her I called it have a romance time with your business. That's what I used to call it then. Have time that you spend brooding over your business. While I had the opportunity to run about 3 companies or 2 companies in Nigeria. Yeah, 3 companies, up to 4. I mean, I had experience with diverse industry. I've done restaurant management. I've literally started a well-known restaurant. If you're in Owerri, you know, what's it called? Old English. Old English came to Lagos. I literally laid the plan and started Old English in Lagos. I've had experience in restaurant. All right. I have had experience in electrical accessories. I've had experience in tech. I've had experience in any foundation. I've had experience in, I have diverse background in business. All right. So I can tell you that the same thing is consistent to achieve results in your business. So you spend time brooding over it. So when I mean I never had rest. You find me that every time I'm sleeping, I'm always waking up, I'm asking, because I'm at the apex of leadership. If my people, if business is not making money, I can't pay salary. So you can imagine the amount of pressure on me. While people are sleeping, I'm pacing around my room. How do we chat? How do we get to market? How do we get to our customers? How do we increase the amount of customers coming to us in our monthly business? How do we do this? That has always been my life, my thought every time. How can we increase this? Can we change this? That is ideation happening. So when you ideate, all right, the next thing is to implement your solution that you have been able to. Yeah. So like I said, ideation is the process where you generate idea and solution through sessions, excuse me, such as brainstorming. All right. There are so many sessions of there's so many ways to idea, but I'm going to concentrate on just brainstorming, which is the most common to us. All right. It is the process where you generate idea and solution through sessions such as brainstorming. So that's why I always used to advise people, you can't start a business and just relax. I will leave it for somebody. No, you have to have romance time, the way if you have a partner, the time you spend with your partner, because I can tell you this for a fact. In fact, this is a tweetable quote. Take it to the bank. There can never be a reproduction, all right, without copulation. And copulation only happens in proximity. So that means the more you spend time with someone or you spend time with something, that's only when you can come up with, ideas on how to work around that stuff. You can't do, so let me tell you, the effort you give into your business is the effort, the result you're going to see. So if you spend 30 minutes time with your business, you are going to get 30% worth of result. That's why you see people who excel in business. You find that most of them, they don't have any distractions. They spend time every day thinking about their business. Some of them work all through the night, the likes of Elon Musk. Sometimes I stay and ask myself, oh God, I want to be like the Elon Musk. I want to change the world. I want to be no. I mean, it could be my vain desire, but then you have to know what the sacrifice is that the people like those people are putting into their business. You must spend time thinking. You can't be doing Oringo. You must spend time thinking about your business. You must spend time trying to constantly generate ideas. All of the people I've worked with in the past will tell you something. I worry myself to solution. If something is not working in the company, I will worry and think about it till I find a solution or till I chance upon a solution. If I have to take courses, I will take courses. If I have to inquire of people, I will inquire of people. But I will continue to ideate till I have a solution. Okay. So sorry about my background. I didn't anticipate this. All right. So what are some of the things that ideation can help you do? Ideation can help you ask the right question and innovate with a strong focus on your users. Right? Ideation can help you step beyond the obvious solution and therefore increase the innovation potential of your solution. I have already said this. Ideation can help you bring together perspectives and strengths of your team members, because sometimes you can do ideation with your team members. All right, the more the merrier. The more is always better if it's more. All right. What else can ideation help you do? It can help you uncover unexpected areas of your innovation. It can help you create volume and variety in your innovation options. All right. Like I said, the more the merrier. The more you have people who are involved in this ideation process with you, the more you get the solution that you need. All right. You ideate in order to transition from identifying problems to creating solutions for your users. And I'm going to just stop there because the rest you might not be able to see it. All right. You always ideate or in order to transition from just identifying a problem to creating a solution for your users. Now, what are some of the ideation techniques? Like I said, I'm just going to focus on brainstorming. There is brain dump. Brain dump is where in a book you just keep dumping, you think about a solution, all right, or a problem, you just keep dropping everything that comes into your mind about that problem. That's what brain dump is. The same, similar to mind mapping. Mind mapping, you can write, okay, a solution on a board, circle it, and then you keep branching out all the words that come to you with regards to that. But the most common one is brainstorming. So when you spend time thinking about a solution, okay, during a brainstorming session, all right, you leverage the synergy of a group. That is why I said the more the merrier. Okay, so that is one thing you need to know about ideation. Ideation is not something that just happens at the beginning of your business. Ideation happens all through your business. During the life cycle of your business, you're constantly ideating. You're constantly going through the ideation process. All right. And then I do we have any questions around ideation? Because I want to quickly run to, I promised myself I'm going to do this in 1 hour and I don't want to waste your time because I know it's already late. Please, if you have any question, exactly. Norma, don't just ideate, create solution. I like the way you said it. All right. Yes. So I'm going to quickly run into pitching. So now you have a business idea. You have done your ideation process. You have looked at the problems and you have identified a solution for an identified problem for an identified people. The next thing is, how do I pitch? Now I am going to purely, I will not talk about what I have not experienced, okay? I'm going to purely leverage on my personal experience and share with you what you can do. If you go online, you will have so many things that will be put out there. But I can tell you as a founder, as a tech founder, all right, some of the things that I did that brought me in front of investors. All right, I have had the opportunity to, you know, lead my company to raise some amount of money. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I did, and I hope that provides a guideline for you to be able to, pitch your business. Now, first of all, after you have done your ideation, please, I would ask that we go and read up on what we call, don't worry, when I remember it, I will drop it here because it would always help you to understand your business better. All right. It's in my head. I'm gonna remember it. So sorry, I'm gonna remember it. Let me just quickly let me quickly check it out. What's it called? Business. Okay. Don't worry. I'll get it. Once I get it, I'll let you guys know. It's in my head and I will get it. It's because my head is just to get this done. I'll get it. All right. So, but it will help you because it helps you answer these questions that I'm trying to get you to answer. All right. First of all, it starts with asking you, what problem are you trying to solve? All right. What problem are you trying to solve? What is the solution? All right. Uh, oh God, I must get it. Don't worry, I'll drop it on the WhatsApp group because you need to do that to understand. It's 9 questions. Number one, you're going to ask yourself, what is the problem? What is the solution? Who are the customers? What is your unique selling point? All right. Yeah. What makes you stand out, basically? Why would people believe every other person and come to you? And then you're going to answer, yeah, who are your customers? How do you reach your customers? All right. And the resources you need to start with. All right. And by the time it's like it puts your business in a simple chart. I must get this. I think I really have to get this for you people, because it wouldn't make sense if you don't understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. But I'm not going to allow that stop me, because I really want to get it. It's just not coming. Can somebody help me type BMC and let me see what comes out of it? Online BMC. Aha, I got it. Business model canvas. Has anybody heard about business model canvas before? Has anybody ever heard of the business model canvas before? Okay, I always try to tell people, all right, they should learn more about the lean model canvas. That is what every startup needs, because you can be able to put all of your big business idea. It's part of your ideation process. You should go and study that and try to answer those questions for the business that you're trying to build. If you can concretize your business across those 9 questions, then you can pitch it to anybody. It starts with asking you, what is the problem? What is the solution? All right. When you know your problem, when you know your solution, they'll ask you, what is your unique value proposition? What is that thing about you that will make people come to you? All right. Sorry, that's your unique advantage. What is that thing about your business? It could be your service style. All right. Sometimes it might not. It could be based on your product, but sometimes it's all about your service style. All right. Or what is it about your business that nobody else can provide? That is your unique. That is your unfair advantage. You need to think. You see why you need to ideate, and then there is the part where you have, what is your unique value proposition? What is your USP? What's your selling point? What are you trying to? What is your actual proposition? All right. Then what is the customer segment? You need to answer that question, and then you need to understand what are the channel to reach this customer. What are the channels? All right. And then you ask yourself, what are your key metrics? Every other month, what are the key metrics that you have to measure to ensure that your business is growing? So that those are pointers. These are every business. You must know what are the things that you use to look at and know that your business is growing. Yeah, how do you know? Oh, business is booming. What are the key indicators that shows you that is it number? It could be increase in number of customers. All right, it could be of course revenue, right? It could be the number of sign-ups or downloads. All right, it could be the increase in number of sites visits. It could be increase in the number of minutes people spend on your website. All right, that means the reduction in your bounce or rate. Yeah, so these are key metrics that you use to measure the growth of your business. Then the next question you answer is your cost structure. What does your cost structure look like to start? All right, what do you need to spend money on to start? You need to know what that is. The next thing and the final thing is, what are your revenue streams? How are you going to be making money? So it's always important that you understand your 9 building blocks of your business. If you can be able to answer this question, then everything you can be able, if you can answer this question is a chart, in one chart, if you can answer this question, then your business is now lucid enough for you to communicate to anybody. Then moving on to pitching your business, all right, I always try to tell people that there are there's no they will tell you that there's no quick way, all right, to get it in business, especially when you're starting out in your business journey. You must be ready to have patience as a virtue, but you can be dogged and consistent and make sure you get to where you want to get to. However, in pitching your business, I have tried so many things, and I will tell you what worked for me. So first of all, what I did after tidying up this part, if you're able to answer your business model canvas 9 building blocks, you can be able to build what is it called? You can be able to build a your presentation slide for your business. All right, your pitching slide for your business. You can be able to create that very easily. Once you have that created, you should look up, be able to use the examples of Facebook, Airbnb. They have them online. All right, how their presentations look like, what they needed to pitch. Now, if you're able to do that, the next thing is pitching. Now, let me tell you how I got in front of investors. So I made a list, I created a spreadsheet, and I searched for all, because it's a tech company, I searched for all the investors in looking to invest in Africa and in tech. I spent days researching and I made a list of 100 investors. That's because I spent 100. I made it's a whole spreadsheet: name, contact detail, contact person, and their email address. Now, what I did was that after one after the other, right? I started with the more I reached out to them, I created a sales pitch, and I was bombarding them with emails. All right, I kept sending emails. Hi, hello, my name is this, and I sent a sales pitch to them. Added my presentation to it, and then the more I get feedback, a lot of them call back. The more I got feedback, what I did was I got their corrections and used the corrections to update my presentation. All right. So what it helps you do is that the more you correct, the more you are fine tuning the language of your presentation, the language of your pitching, the better way to shape your presentation to the people that you're trying to get. It's a learning curve. It's actually a learning process. It's hard work. Business is hard work. Everything is a hard work. So I made that list of 100 investors and I kept sending my message. And as they kept feedback, as I stood in front of investors to speak, I kept reiterating on my my presentation and kept making it better. All right, to eventually I got both physically and both virtually. That was one of the things I did. So these are things I try to do. Secondly, I try to take part in so many accelerator programs like you are part of right now, all right, in the Ugumba Foundation. All right, I took part in a lot. Anywhere I see such a thing happening, I take part in it. Because one of the things they always offer in accelerator programs is that aside from trying to educate you, and like I'm doing now, to help you better understand your business, they always give you access to investors to pitch your business. So I leveraged on that. So look at the steps I took. I leveraged on this. I leveraged on all the investors in Africa and all known investors who have invested in companies in Africa. I kept reaching out to them. You right? So it's hard work. And then I did that. I did accelerator programs. I looked for in Lagos. Then I looked for Lagos Investors Committee. I reached out to them. All right. I went to events and I spoke to people. I pitched my company to people, and then I got feedbacks, and then I got invited to pitch to a larger group of people on several occasions. All right. So what do they call a 1 minute elevator pitch? Elevator pitch is simply put is if you entered an elevator with, have you ever thought about it? If you entered an elevator with Dangote now, what is the one thing about your business? Because you don't have the time to run through all the presentation about your business, your deck, your pitch deck. You don't have all the time to go through your deck with him. He doesn't have that time. Do you know how many people are trying to talk to him? Do you know what is that one thing? Have you ever thought about it? What is that one thing you will say about your business that will pique his interest? It's like marketing. Let me share, let me go into this a little bit further. It's like marketing. When you're doing marketing, especially when you're doing cold calling is that you're reaching out to people who don't know you. You're sending cold mails to people who don't know you. You don't have any prior existing relationship with them, but you're just sending a message and expecting a feedback. Now, let me tell you the secret. You are not going to be bombarding them with emails for them to come and invest. But what you're trying to do is to get you to have a meeting or an invitation with them. That's the secret. Even in your elevator pitch, because you're not going to be able to say everything in your pitch deck in between the elevator. Maybe he's going to the second floor. You're not going to be able to say everything. The most important thing is to say is, what is that one thing about your business or the solution that you're trying to provide that you can say that can get you to have a second meeting with the person? And that's all you need. Once you can get that second meeting with the person, then now you have a listening ear. Now they're ready to listen to you to talk about all the jargons you want to talk about in your business. But before you get there, you must be able to have, what is that one thing? Elevator pitch. You can look at him and say, I have a business idea, all right, or a solution that can triple the distribution of your product in the northern areas. Whatever that works for him. So when I do that, I always try to pitch people and tell people. I think one time I was trying to get what's it called, Enyo, to be part of our partners, our tech company. And all I did, I knew nobody in Enyo. I had not spoken to anybody in Enyo before now. I just called, found their number online, and then I called them and said and introduced myself. I said, because I read about their business, I see that they're trying to drive distribution on a larger scale. And I told them, hi, do you have time? Can you spare me 5 minutes? I would like to tell you or give you a way or a solution to drive your business or the distribution of your business to a larger sect. I gave him a number. I can't remember. This is like 3 years ago. And immediately I said that, he said, oh, wow. Funny enough, right now, I am my marketing manager. We were actually discussing on what we can do. So how about can you put you in for a meeting, for a 3-way meeting with me? And just like that, it happened. What did I want to sell? I want to onboard them as a merchant on my platform so that they can use my platform and drive their sales. And when they're driving their sales, I'm making more money. But am I going to come and say, oh, I want to onboard you as a merchant? My solution is this. No. I found the exact pitch to give them to give me a listening ear because it's cold calling. You don't have nobody, he doesn't know you prior. The best thing to do in cold calling is to get from cold call to warm call, then you sell your business. I don't know if that made sense to anybody. If that made sense to anybody, please do let me know. Please do let me know. I can't see any more comments in the comment section. I want to know that we're still together. Please do let me know. Okay? All right. So you have to be able to know. Please, can someone tell me know if you can still hear me? I just want to know that you can still hear me. Okay, can somebody let me know you can still hear me? While I wait, I'm just going to continue because the time is already fast spent. Exactly. So your goal in cold calling, because the person doesn't know you, find out one thing you have to say about your business that will get you from a stranger, from being a stranger to being somebody they want to listen to. That is the trick. The moment you're doing cold calling is not the time to try to sell every aspect of your business. Always find how your solution is going to be tailored to the person that you're trying to talk to, whether be it customer, be it a partner, you know. Always find a way to get wrap up your solution in a way that you have to say to that person that they will not give you a listening ear. That's the secret. Always do that. So, and when that is done, pitching techniques, when we have had the opportunity to pitch and also to listen to others pitch, and I'll tell you the very very important things to investors or people who are going to listen to you. One, you must be able to have a clear understanding and concise understanding of what you're trying to do, what your business is all about, the solutions you're trying to solve, the person, your entire BMC, business model canvas. Your use link canvas is that's what's necessary for startups. Business model canvas can be done for, that's what we call business plan. All right, but for startups I always recommend a lean canvas, because you can't really be doing a business plan, you don't understand the numbers, your numbers are still in theory until you get into the market. When you get into the market and have run business for 1 year, then you can possibly do a business plan. But for starting, the quickest way you can get off the ground is lean canvas model. All right, so yeah, once people are listening to you, the first thing they want to see is that you have a complete understanding of what you're trying to do. You're not sounding like you're not fully grounded, but you understand. You can always relate it in simple terms, not speaking too many jargons or too many, don't be too wordy, straight sentences. All right, so I learned in one of the times I attended the Pitchathon, all right, one of the things I realized is that storytelling is one of the best ways to go. Try to find, idolize your, or rather, um, or not idolize now, animate your solution or animate what you're trying to say. So you can say, let's say I'm trying to build a product, all right, that helps businesses to drive their sales, social commerce, all right. So I can start this. I can start with a question. So the best way to start is with a question and a story. Start with a question because questions get people involved. So I can come in and say, so how many people here have ever tried to buy something online and have gotten scammed? You see, everybody starts there, oh, yes, I've gotten scammed. Or you can say, how many people have tried to buy something online and have gotten scammed, or know someone who has gotten scammed on Instagram? So always start with a question that people can relate to, as it has to do with your solution or what you're trying to pitch about. So I will always say, and then you see people, oh, yes, I have had that experience. Oh, I have had that experience. Oh, my sister has had that experience. I said, yes. I said, and then I'll go in and said, John is a okay, not for a bit. Let me, the solution is not for business, it's for individuals. So I can say, John is a customer, all right, that, or rather, I can say, John is someone I know who have had similar experience, not once, not twice, just like every other Nigerian. I personally have also been scammed on Instagram, all right, but John has been scammed on several instances on Instagram and have totally lost interest on everything buying on Instagram. However, after speaking with John, John came in contact with our product, all right, our app, and John is now able to buy into what. So I'm already trying to tell you a story. And people, why do you think Jesus Christ used stories to communicate his parables? They called it, they called it parables, right? Because people like to listen to story. If it's too wordy, if it's too long, it's confusing. They can't get a hold of it. But if you tell a story, everybody's going to quit it. So I'm already teaching you pitching techniques. After you have done the needful, first start with a question. Get everybody involved. Then you start out on the story. The story must model your business, must model your solution, must model how customers come across your product, must model the after effect a customer comes in contact with your product. What is their after effect of coming in contact? So you use your story, like I started with John. So use John to tell a story of what the problem was, like I just started saying, which is what? Scamming on Instagram. And then that's the problem I'm trying to solve. And then how John came in contact with your product. How did John come in contact? John probably heard that I said it or saw it online. All right. And John tried it. And then he met a vendor. And for once, John was not scammed. John got the solution he needed. And then I'm like, be like John. You know, I'm trying to just at the top of my head tell you a story. But always try to use a story to communicate your solution. Always. All right. Try to use Emmanuel, that's what I'm trying to do. I always say start with a question. Like I used a question now. I just, because maybe let's say my solution is an app that helps people to shop online without being scammed. All right. So let's say I'm providing an escrow service. Escrow service is that I have a wallet where I want to buy something online. I don't have to pay upfront for it. I can pay it into our account, and the customer knows I've paid it into the account. All right, which is in an app. And when I receive the product from the customer or from the vendor has access to the money. That's a solution. Do you understand? So I'm going to start with a question. When I ask that question of how many people have been scammed online, because I understand that's what the solution of my business is. So I ask that question, everybody gets involved, and then tries to answer. I have already grabbed attention. The next thing I go into a story that I met this guy called John. He expressed how many times he had countless scenarios he has experienced scam. And I asked him what, you just simple, use a very simple statement in your story to communicate every aspect of your deck. It's as simple as that. So, and then when John tried this app, John was able to see, all right, that unlike every other platform, he didn't need so many documentation to be part of it. All he needed to do was to sign up, and he got online, and immediately he tried it. John received his product within 24 hours, and then customer and the vendor received his money. John was very much excited. You're telling a story, all right? You're telling a story that communicates every aspect of your pitch deck. And that's one thing I learned. People are going, because it's a story, people are going to listen. At the same time, they can remember a story that relates to them than just trying to throw words at me. Now, I've told you, number one, ask a question, tell a story. Thirdly, what people are looking at, investors are looking at when they're listening to you pitch your business is, all right, I already mentioned that you have to be grounded in your understanding, and you have used a story and a question to communicate that. Two is you must know your numbers. You must understand your numbers. What is your cost structure? Going back to lean canvas, what is your cost structure? What is your revenue model? How are you going to be making money? How much from the likes of John are you going to be getting? All right. And is John a lifetime customer? You must be able to show that if John, and there are about 5,000, more than 5,000 of John, so you must have done your background, survey and investigation to know that there are people who have this problem, and you must know what the total number of these people is like. That's why when you talk about TAM, TAM, what they call total addressable markets. You cannot serve everybody. You get, you must be able to know what your total addressable market is like. So this is where they always say things like, what is the size of the beauty industry in Nigeria? They will tell you the beauty industry in Nigeria is worth 1 something billion dollars. That is how they came up to understand that number, because they understood who their total addressable market is. There's a way you calculate it. So you basically use the highest businesses, all right, in that industry, and do an average of it, right? So you must understand what is your total addressable market. And then when you are able to understand that, so you can plot your numbers, so you can say vividly, by research and by study, we know that there are about 5,000 people. So let me give you another example of a product I've had. You can say that in statistics, that's where you need to do research. Statistics shows that there are about 90 million bank accounts. But then there are about 250 million Nigerians. All right. So that if there are only just 90 million bank accounts, so that means some Nigerians obviously have 3-4 accounts. So this is statistics. I'm stating statistics for you. All right. So that means I can use that and know that. So that means we still have a very huge number of Nigerians who don't have bank accounts. So they don't have financial inclusion. And my solution is about financial inclusion. How am I now going to include them? I'm now not going to leverage on bank accounts. I'm going to leverage on number, because every Nigerian has a phone number. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Every Nigerian has a phone number. And to drive financial inclusion, which is what my business is trying to do, is I am going to leverage on phone numbers to make them bank accounts in my app. You don't have to have any bank account prior to now. All you need to do is to have a phone number, and you can have access to financial services that someone who didn't have a bank account can have. Does that make sense? So I can use that to plot my numbers, all right, that aside from John, who has had this experience, I can calculate that around how many million of Nigerians who have this problem, all right? And if we can able to do this, we can do this amount of money. So that's your financial projection. So they want to know that you understand your numbers. You can't go to pitch to somebody because I'm giving you my money, I'm not dashing you, unless it's a grant. Even if it's a grant, you must be able to defend your number for them to give you that amount of money. And you must be able to show an MVP, a sort of MVP. It can be a landing page, all right? Something that represents a minutiae version of the solution that you're trying to provide. You must have that to show, even if it's one customer, even if it's 10 customers, even if it's 500 downloads, you must show something. That's why they know that you are a tenacious entrepreneur. You are not just sitting down and folding your hand and waiting for somebody to come and rescue you. You are going and you have done 100 downloads. And I can show you, if you have an app here, the quickest way to get 100 downloads is very easy. Get 20 people in your team, or get 10 people in your team, or get 5 people in your team, and give them a target to sign up 10 people each. If 5 people sign up 10 people each, how many is it? 50. If they sign up 20 people, you have automatic 100 download. And it's simple. All they need to do is, oh, we're running a test on this app. Please, can you download and give us a feedback? And like that, you have generated 100 downloads. And at least when people come on App Store and see that your app, especially if it's a financial app, has generated about 100 downloads, there is a level of trust to that app. But if you have nothing, then it's a problem. I hope you're hearing me. All right. So they want to know that you understand your numbers. You must be able to understand your numbers. The next point is that you must try to finish within the allocated time given to you. Never exceed your time. It doesn't show that you are more prepared. No. In fact, the sign that you understand your business and you know what you're doing is that you can be able to wrap everything you need to wrap about your business within the specified time. That is why I said ask a question, use a story, and drive the solution, drive the business that you're trying to sell, and you might well be on your way. They want to see that you as an entrepreneur, you have a drive, you have audacity. So you cannot talk as though you are afraid. You must stand and defend the solution that you're trying to provide. So always have this in mind. If you have all of this in mind, then you can be able to. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me. If you have this in mind, then you can be able to do everything and pitch correctly and get the particular response, the right response that you want to get. Okay. I think that's about that. I've told you everything about starting out on your path to pitching, what you need to know, the first things you need to say to get yourself from outside the door to inside the door. And then when you are going to be pitching, I have told you the ways, the technique that you can go about your pitching that will excel for you, and the things that we always, or investors always, look out in your pitching. Okay? Yeah. Destiny, yes. Rap, I use that word. You say everything you want to say about your deck. You must go through. Do you know, at a point, I'm telling you the gospel truth, I wrote every slide. So all the slides on my pitch deck, I represented it one sentence for each slide. You must concise and straight, succinct, not too much story. Look at your slide and summarize it in one sentence. Each slide one sentence, each slide one sentence, and use a story to explain these sentences, or you can rap straight on. All right. And then when you are able to do that, you can find that you can do a presentation of 10 slides in 5 minutes, 10 slides in 4 minutes. All right. And then when I wrote it down on sticker notes, what I did next was I recorded it from slide one to the end in the sentences, like a story or like a presentation. I recorded it and I kept listening. Yeah, decompressed destiny. Thank you for that word. All right. I recorded it and I kept listening to it overnight so that it can sink in. Whatever you do, so it can sink in. So whenever you wake me up, I can just say it. Start from the beginning to the end. You must stay within your time. If you don't stay within your time, that's the very first place investors or people who are listening to you will throw you off balance, because they will stop you, so you will feel like you didn't learn, and then you start going back and forth, back and forth. Okay. I don't know if I've been able to do justice to both ideation and pitching technique. So let me know if you understood everything. I think with that, I've come to the end of my meeting for tonight. I'm still at the office. All right. I have to start running home. All right. But let me know if I've been able to, if I did justice to the topic to you. Don't forget, always, you can't talk about a business you don't know about. So you must know your business. You must ideate to make sure that the solution, there is a problem for it. And you must identify the people who have the problem. You must ideate to discover this. That is the reason for ideation. You keep ideating through brainstorming. You can get people involved. You can even do surveys. Sometimes you can send surveys out, ask people questions. All right. Ask people questions and let them give you feedback. All right. So when they give you feedback, you keep trying to get better in trying to express your this thing, in trying to express your business. All right. Then you can leverage the lean canvas model to further elucidate exactly what you're trying to do. Once that is done, go ahead and get a list of investors. Keep reaching out, go to events, take part in accelerator programs. All right. And as you keep refining. It's going to be it can be a long process, but don't lose hope. Keep doing it. And then when you eventually come in front of an investor, don't forget, when you meet somebody outside, you're not there to come and sell all your business. Find out what you can say that can get you from outside of the door to inside the door. Remember, you're always trying to get into the door to have more listening ears so that they can listen to you and give you maybe 20 minutes as against 2 minutes you would have gotten earlier. And once you get in, yes, you can use instances to present your pitch. Stories, instances, whatever people can communicate to it. Oh yes, you can have it on your slide, but don't have all your words. Just have your financial projection, how much you have made so far, and how much you're projecting to make in the next 10 years. All right, and how much you need to make that amount. Those are the three things you don't make your deck too wordy. Don't make it filled with word, because they will leave listening to you and start reading what you wrote on your deck, and you don't want that. Yeah, thank you, Mario. I hope I pronounced your name right. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I've answered 2 questions. I will just have 3 extra minutes to take more questions. Any more questions you can drop on the WhatsApp communication channel, and then be sure that I would be there to answer you. Okay. Okay, since there's no more question, I hope I've been able to help you today to do better with your business and better prepare yourself for be able to pitch customers, pitch even investors, and literally pitch partners, potential partners. Always know this. There's a statistics on the what's it called, for businesses to conclude on marketing process. All right, so they will always tell you, for a startup, Emmanuel, I have been able to give you instances. I mean, Mario made example to it. I'm sure you should be able to have heard everything I have given you as instances with different types of business. Destiny, is it so important to show the pitch deck? It's important to show it while making the video presentation. You can have it on the side, or you can have it showing, how you do videos on TikTok. While you're talking, the letters are showing. You have to show something. You can show something, you can pitch or submit. I know that they always request that you send your pitch deck ahead of time, and then you can stand and do your video presentation. You can check online. If I were you, I will go through the YouTube channel and see what people have done before time, because this is like this program, all right, by the Ugumba Foundation, has been here for more than 5 years. Check what other people have done. That don't always start from the known to the unknown. Check what other people have done and use that to do and refine and innovate on it and get and do something. Okay, you can always reach me. I'm most active on my LinkedIn. All right, so just pop me a message over on my LinkedIn, and I will be sure to respond. My LinkedIn, my name is Lois Peters across all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, but I'm not really active on social media. I've been so busy either building business or getting better myself. So you can always drop me a message on Instagram, or mostly on LinkedIn. Really, you can send me a message on LinkedIn, and then I would also be sure to respond to you. Please do not forget to follow me on LinkedIn, and if possible, you can leave a review for me on LinkedIn. All right, that would also be nice. Yes, sometimes you can even get 1 minute for an elevator pitch. you can get as it's called elevator pitch because the moment you enter an elevator and see a potential investor, you must be able to say something captivating to that person between the time the person enters the elevator to and leaves the elevator. That is why it's called an elevator pitch. Okay. A WhatsApp link, please. I will try to drop that on the Goomba group, WhatsApp group. So you can also reach me on private. If you have more questions, you can reach me on WhatsApp, and then we can, I will deal with it a bit further for you there. Yeah, Mary, thank you for following me. You can also leave a review for me. All right, thank you for that. Okay, guys, thank you very much. It was a wonderful session with you guys. I'm always excited to do this anytime, any day. I'm going to ask Mr. Remy to find a way to pop my WhatsApp link to the group you people are on so that you can ask me further. If there are questions you're not able to ask here, you can ask me further questions in that place, and then I will be sure to respond to you either via voice note or via typed message. Okay, it was nice to join you guys, and I wish you guys all the very best in your business endeavors. And let me also tell you this: even if you don't get whatever grant is being here, leverage on all that you have been taught and put that into practice, and I'm very sure whether investment or not, you will grow in your business. Thank you once again. I wish you all the best. I hope to meet with you guys on WhatsApp. Bye.